The brave little squirrel and the winter's gift. In the heart of a vast and peaceful forest, there lived a small, brave squirrel named Nibbles. Nibbles was known for his adventurous spirit and kind heart. He spent his days gathering acorns, exploring the woods, and helping his fellow forest creatures whenever they needed a hand. As autumn came to an end and the first signs of winter appeared, the forest animals began preparing for the cold months ahead. They stored food, built warm nests, and made sure they were ready for the long winter. But this winter, something was different. The forest felt colder than usual, and the animals noticed that the snow was falling heavier and faster than ever before. One afternoon, as Nibbles was storing his last acorns, his friend Fern, a wise old owl, flew down to meet him. "Nibbles, I'm afraid there's trouble coming," Fern said with concern in her voice. "The snow is falling harder and faster, and the river is beginning to freeze over. If the winter grows too harsh, some of the animals won't have enough food or warmth to survive." Nibbles' heart sank. He knew that some of the smaller animals, like the mice and rabbits, might not be prepared for such a long and harsh winter. "What can we do?" Nibbles asked. "There must be a way to help." Fern nodded. "There is a way, but it's dangerous. Deep in the mountains, there's a legendary flower called the winter's gift. It's said to have magical warmth that can keep the forest safe during the coldest winters. But no one has ever dared to go and find it because the journey is long and the mountain is treacherous." Nibbles' small paws trembled, but he stood tall. "I'll find the winter's gift. I can't let the other animals suffer." Fern's eyes softened with pride. "You're braver than any squirrel I've ever known. But you mustn't go alone. Take your friends with you. Together, you'll stand a better chance." The next morning, Nibbles set out on his journey, joined by his closest friends, Thistle the clever rabbit, Chip the playful chipmunk, and Whiskers the tiny but fast mouse. They traveled together through the snow-covered forest, their hearts full of determination. The journey was difficult. The snow was deep, and the wind howled through the trees, but Nibbles and his friends didn't give up. Along the way, they faced many challenges: a frozen river, a steep cliff, and even a fierce snowstorm. But with teamwork and courage, they overcame every obstacle. When they finally reached the foot of the mountain, the wind was so strong that it nearly knocked them off their feet. "We're so close," Nibbles said, his voice firm. "We can't stop now." Together, they climbed the mountain, their paws slipping on the icy rocks. But just as they were about to reach the top, the wind grew even stronger, and a wall of snow blocked their path. "We'll never make it," Whiskers squeaked, shivering from the cold. Nibbles took a deep breath. "We have to try. The forest needs us." With a mighty leap, Nibbles jumped over the snowbank and landed on the other side. His friends followed closely behind, and to their amazement, they saw it, the winter's gift. It was a beautiful, glowing flower, its petals shimmering with warmth and light. "We found it," Thistle cried. Nibbles carefully plucked the flower and held it close. As soon as he did, a warm breeze swept through the air, and the snow around them began to melt. The winter's gift was truly magical. "We did it!" Chip cheered, bouncing with excitement. With the flower in hand, Nibbles and his friends hurried back down the mountain and through the forest. As they traveled, the warmth of the winter's gift spread through the trees, melting the snow and bringing warmth to the land. By the time they returned to the heart of the forest, the once frozen river was flowing again, and the animals were safe. Fern flew down to meet them, her eyes shining with gratitude. "You've done it, Nibbles. You've saved the forest." Nibbles smiled, feeling proud of what they had accomplished. "I didn't do it alone. We did it together." That night, the animals of the forest gathered around the winter's gift, basking in its magical warmth. They sang songs, shared stories, and thanked Nibbles and his friends for their bravery and kindness. As the snow fell softly around them, Nibbles looked up at the stars and felt a deep sense of peace. He knew that no matter what challenges the future might bring, as long as they worked together, they could face anything. And from that day on, the legend of Nibbles and the winter's gift was told throughout the forest, a story of bravery, friendship, and the magic of helping others.